continue on with runoff. So I started the worksheet 2 on TR55. Again, you can just use the program on anything we do. If you don't want to use these worksheets, that's fine. The TR55 program works fine. I looked at the table and it said that it had a 43 for a curve number. The acres, and it rounds, I put 5.47, it rounds up to 5.5. So it automatically does the math. Note that unless the curve number, if the curve number is less than 30, this sheet should not be used. TR55 should not be used. Now, since it's only got a curve number of 43, its curve number is 43. If there was multiple things in there, then you would actually get a weighted curve number. We're talking about a storm frequency of 25 years. We looked up on the precipitation NOAA map and tables, and it says 7.5 inches. With that, again, this one I did check because I just wanted to. This is the equation that this program is using. So it's got 1.3 inches of runoff. So I use this equation, place my curve numbers, put in my P of 7.51 inches, and I do get the same value. I just want to show you that it does work. It works correctly. Now, peak discharge. So peak runoff is actually in inches. So this is 1.3 inches, and then you would have to multiply the entire area, the 5.47 acres, to get the volume of acre inches. Okay, that's what we'd have to hold for comparative to our post-development, whatever the difference is. Now, the graphical peak discharge method is, we're going to be using this sheet here. I think it's FLENG21C, but it actually asks us to input information that has to do with what we've already collected. So we have 5.47, but it wants it in square miles, so divide that by 640. The curve number comes from the previous worksheet, the time of concentration comes from the previous worksheet, and then it asks what type of storm event. Remember, here in Florida, we're type 2. They can have modified type storms, and when we get to the Civil 3D storm and sanitary analysis, they do have a modification for Florida. You have ponding and swamps. We do have that little area of puddle, but I'm not gonna take that into consideration. I'm gonna say there's no ponding. Our frequency is the 25-year. Our rainfall is 7.5 inches. Now, the initial abstraction, that means what our ground is like and how much of the water is being absorbed by just off the top. As soon as it rains, because the ground is dry, it's going to take in water. So you look at your curve number 43, and the IA, the initial abstraction, is 2.651. This might be a little blurry on the video, but I will upload the PowerPoints again, and you'll have this. And I'll also upload the sheets, I believe. Now, from there, I'm going to compute a computed IA over P. All it's doing is taking the IA and dividing it by the precipitation. Now, this one, I'm not big on nomographs. That's just the graphs like this. I would prefer a calculation, and there is a formula for each one of these lines. I would prefer that, but I went ahead and used the sheets close enough. So I said, all right, from this sheet, I look at the time of concentration, and I come over and hit the IA, and then come over to this side over here. Okay, that actually has the Q in cubic miles per inch as a discharge rate. CSM over inches. So from there, we're going to take the runoff from what we calculated before, and the ponding and the swamping for the adjustment is going to be 1. Now, from that, it's going to use this equation, Q times A times little q times A times big Q times F. So the little q is our peak discharge. Remember how we had the unit hydrograph that we talked about? It's the same type of concept. And then for the A is the area in square miles, and Q is in inches, and F is in the ponding factor. Okay? So basically what's coming off the site is 4 CFS, cubic feet per second. Okay. So from there, what we're going to do is we have a discharge rate. We can't discharge any more than 4 CFS. Okay. So when we do our post-development, we have to match that 4. And we have to look at the volume that we're holding and comparing pre-development to post-development. All right? So the next thing I want to talk about is the post-development.